How did you find out Bitcoin?
Very interesting story. It was like $20 or something a coin.
You know, it could be a potential something for the future of blockchain technology, the use case. Hey everyone, welcome to Millennial versus Gen Z podcast. Today, we are actually going to be covering cryptocurrency because everybody seems to be eyeing in cryptocurrency. Is it worth a shot? Is it worth the investment? Is it in a bubble? Are you going to FOMO in?
Maybe.
Is it going to pump and dump?
Yeah.
So this is just going to be our conversation for today. I actually wanted to ask you, how did you find out Bitcoin?
Very interesting story. Okay, so I found out Bitcoin was way back in 2013, 2014-ish.
So you found it later than me.
Yeah, a little bit later than you, but...
My story is interesting.
Yeah, so I found out from Paul, which is one of our brothers from church. So I used to wholesale cell phone cases, and I went to his store. His partner Jimmy told me, "Hey, you know this thing called Bitcoin?" I said, "What's that?" He said, "Oh, it's a money." What? I said, "What kind of money?" It's like internet money. I said, "What? Why you need internet money?" He says it's something decentralized and it's fun to have it. You can spend it, you know. He said, "Why don't you?" He asked me, "Why don't you buy some?" And then I said, "Why don't you buy it?" It's like, and then we just talk about it. Nobody bought anything.
But how much was it for you? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was like $20 or something a coin.
So you definitely found it later.
Yeah, it was like freaking 20 something dollars a coin. Yeah, but if we were bought like a $500, that's like at least
now.
Yeah, lots of money.
Lots of
millionaires, diamond. Wow.
Well, for me, I actually found it out in 2011, actually, and I was actually during middle school. So it was during the phase of like MapleStory and Nexon.
Wow.
So everybody would go like at a young age, everybody would go to the local like pharmacy store, Rite Aid, CVS, and they'll have Nexon like gift cards for MapleStory.
Yep.
And my friends and I were from church as well. We went to the pharmacy and we saw Bitcoin. Right. And before, we didn't really know what Bitcoin was. We just knew that it was actually internet money, but like you could purchase it for like Nexon, like cash or whatever, points too as well. But like, we were like, why do we even need, Bitcoin when you can just purchase Nexon cash? Like, it doesn't make sense. And during that time, for you, it was $20 for like one Bitcoin.
21, I think.
Right.
It was about
for me, it was like $1 to 50 cents.
Yeah,
Bitcoin.
That was
way
back.
And it wasn't a gift card, like gift card purchase for Bitcoin.
Because Bitcoin was invented in 2008 after the financial crisis by a guy named Sakamoto.
Yeah.
Is it right?
Yeah. Satoshi Ishimoto.
Yeah. Satoshi
Ishimoto.
Yeah.
Because it's based on Satoshis now. Yeah, because of the inventor.
Invented by him, and now from that time,
which his story is really interesting. I do want to talk about it in a podcast because nobody knows who's the original creator of Bitcoin.
Yeah, they say he went in hiding.
Yeah,
but this guy is smart. He basically, he creates something, a system. The government cannot be controlled of.
Yeah. So
if he's were to be found or known, maybe the government go after him.
Yeah.
So, and then he hides some of the Bitcoins. Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's for himself.
Yeah.
So I think
it's a smart move, because billionaires like they're now, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, right? His net worth is a lot, but does he really have the actual, cash, right? No, it's all in the market, stock market investments, which is like doesn't have to pay for taxes, which is like interesting. But then you have it like decentralized. Literally, the government does not know how much.
But
you
for
have.
those people who don't know much about Bitcoin,
Bitcoin,
and how
which
the
I do
system
wanna-
works,
yeah.
you want to explain?
I do want to explain it, real quick. Yeah. So if you don't know what Bitcoin is, I'm pretty sure you heard what Bitcoin is, but I'm gonna try to explain it like if I'm a 5-year-old baby. Like, this is the simplest way I can explain it. So it's a digital currency, okay, and it only has a limited amount of 21 million. Okay, to be exact. It is decentralized. So if you don't know what decentralized means, it means no banks. It's not controlled by the government. And you basically could able to send it person to person virtually. So think of like PayPal, Venmo, like virtually. But it's basically sent in
decentralized network.
Yeah, decentralized network, which is called the blockchain. And it's blockchain technology. And the blockchain technology, the simplest way I can explain it is basically it's made up, encrypted of codes of security. Like, so it's like a huge code, and it's recorded and it can never be duplicated. It's just the one unique code the whole entire time, and it'll be locked in. So it's really hard to hack, which quote unquote hack, because it has happened. There's been a case which in a case there has been a point where Bitcoin did get hacked. But
that was
years ago. But pretty much it's a new type of technology.
But there's a limited amount of
Bitcoin.
And then the only way to get the Bitcoin is either you buy it on the market or you mine it. Which,
as years goes on, it's called a halving as well. It's like the value of basically of its rarity gets higher and higher, so the mining gets harder and harder to mine, pretty much.
And then that mining, I heard from the network, is also it's in the blockchain that produce help. So basically, if you're a miner, you're helping the transactions and letting it happen, storing the data and calculating it. That's what it is. Think of like a server room. That's what you are. You're mining. That's what it is. That's the best way that I can explain it. And the closest way to compare Bitcoin would be gold. Which is a limited amount. It's a
limited amount, and it's rare, but it's a physical form instead of a digital.
Earth.
Yeah.
And then you have to mine it.
Yeah.
On the earth.
That's the best like small minimum 5-year-old explanation I could explain.
Yeah,
right?
That's pretty clear.
Yeah. But there's a lot of documentaries online about Bitcoin and just in general.
Watch them.
Yeah. Blockchain technology stuff. Lots of them, all for free, honestly. So I would say, what are some of the shocking points that you see with Bitcoin right now? Like did you ever expect it to be
up to 50K?
Yeah.
No, not this high. When it was like 10,000,
yeah.
Yeah, $10,000 a coin. I was thinking this is too crazy. This is way
Ponzi scheme or right?
This is because Bitcoin don't create any value. It doesn't
it's
produce
digital. It's
a value itself.
People
unlike gold, where
there's a physical
that you can touch, and gold has storing value, and gold can be jewelry to wear.
Yeah.
So this it's a little bit different. Whereas crypto or Bitcoin, there isn't producing any values to it. So I thought it would be more Ponzi scheme, maybe a bubble, a scheme.
Yeah.
We don't know what's up, but it's way too high. But I didn't expect that low. It will go to
too high,
50K,
yeah. I mean, when we saw in 2018, right, 2017, we saw it during 15K or 20K. We thought you're crazy for investing money in now,
Yeah.
You're crazy.
It's gonna go down crazy.
Which
and then
honestly,
you're gonna lose all of it.
Which
all
some
the
people
money.
did. Some people did. But the people that did not do anything and just left it and count the loss, they are making now money out of it, obviously, the profits of it. But I mean, honestly, I wouldn't expect it as well. But I think this year was the year I officially dived deep into like Bitcoin, but the blockchain technology, like the most important part. I think back in the day we just heard about it, we talked about it, but we didn't really dive into the concept of it. So I think
you had to really believe in the product.
Yeah.
You had to really believe in the technology to be able to invest in it or to put money in it. I know some of the early adopters, they really believe in it, you know, and you can just invest more in, you know, and maybe we never know what's gonna happen. Maybe it's the future. You know, maybe
you sound one of those like Bitcoin maximalists. The future, buy Bitcoin now. Michael Saylor, you know, buy now. FOMO in.
Yeah, but I won't. I don't think I will buy at this high.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, you know.
But I think the more I find into the space, you know, just the technology, the background to it. Because I'm into crypto more than you are. You're into the stocks, but I'm finding so much more about blockchain technology than you are, and I think I saw a statistic online, how the younger generation is actually investing into cryptocurrency.
Yeah, then maybe they'll feel more of their generation.
Yeah, it's like generational wealth for them.
Because for me, like, I don't understand a lot of the newer versions, like, you know, Ethereum, you know, Cardano's. I didn't do a lot of research on that, so I don't know much about.
Yeah.
So if I were to invest this, I don't know, alternate coins or other coins,
you have yes, you know, research.
You have to do research. You have to understand the technology and what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe you're more comfortable with. So for me, I haven't been into this kind of world. So in terms of your generation, maybe you guys are more,
because we have the time to do the research of it, which is a lot. And I think this is one of the things I wanted to bring up, which was like introducing like the problems of like why people don't believe in Bitcoin. And the general consensus that I pretty much found like was either they're skeptical, right? Just like how we were in the beginning, we're skeptical, like, oh, digital currency, you can't even see it. Like, how is it possible? And it's also hard to understand, which, I mean, like in the beginning, I didn't really understand blockchain technology, and it's so hard to understand that sometimes people don't even want to invest in it, like retail investors, you know, because we just want to put in and just, you know.
No, but a lot of the newer people who get into, you know, trading or Bitcoin markets, they don't do a lot of research. They just follow the crowd,
the trend, or like Reddit, trend, you know, like,
you know,
yeah,
the Wall Street bets, you know.
Wall Street, yeah.
There's a lot of people who just follow the trend, and well, I don't recommend that.
Yeah,
you know, just
obviously
listen to what Warren Buffett, you know, the more traditional investor. That's my.
That's
type.
your, but for me, it's
you know,
it's not. For me,
you have
it's
to
not,
be
though.
more value investors. But but anyway, when we talk about investment, we have to invest what we can lose.
Yes.
Right? If you try to invest the money that you cannot lose, then you will have sleepless nights.
Yes.
You know,
it's like gambling in a way.
It's like gambling.
It's hard. It's hard. Yeah.
So I will say, you know, just you can invest Bitcoins and other stuff or alternate coins, the smaller coins that is not going so high, like promising coins like Cardano or Ethereum. I actually bought some Ethereum, but you know, a little bit.
Yeah.
Where the money you can lose and you can sleep at night. You know, instead of. But if you were to invest a lot of money and borrow money to invest,
that doesn't make sense.
Advice.
Yeah, that's a bad advice, because you can't expect to be like, okay, I'm gonna borrow someone's money and then be rich the next day. Like life does not work.
That's the mentality to the newer generation.
I know, FOMOing in and thinking that things are gonna turn out,
Yeah,
which
like
sometimes
YOLO.
people get lucky, but it's not like, especially with
Only
Dogecoin,
few people get lucky, right?
yeah.
Who wins the lottery every day? It's like all of tens of millions win the lottery. So usually, it's just not it's not impossible, but it's just not practical to do it. So just invest wisely, invest while you know it.
Yeah, how much at least.
And then with the money you can afford to lose.
Yeah.
And that way, if you win, that's good. If you you lose, you're not gonna be taking so much risk.
I also think it's very important, like obviously like putting the money that you afford to lose, but also like knowing what you're investing, right?
That's
like you feel confident even if you lose the process. You feel a little bit more confident, and I think being an investor, you have to be very psychologically driven, and like you don't want to go crazy through the process of it. So like knowing like your investments is so important, especially even like when it comes to like ETFs, like stocks. Like you got to know the company, you got to know like the progression, right? And like it's so important to know that, so you feel more confident as an investor. But even if you lose, it's not gonna stress you out as much, but it will still stress you out. But compared to like, okay, I'm just gonna put in, and then you're gonna like literally cry the next day and like freak out because of the crash. So what is one thing that basically it's preventing people to
believe in the
Bitcoin? Yeah.
Wow.
For like your generation as a millennial.
That's what I say. It's more of it hasn't producing any physical products, or it's not producing value. What we as a traditional thinking people, it's like stock. You investing in something that a company that is producing a value to the society. Well, whereas Bitcoins, what is it produce? It's not producing anything.
But
it's only a technology that it's a decentralized, so the government cannot track it.
Yeah,
it's creating something. Well, it has, from my view, it has certain value. That value is
it's
maybe
only 21 million.
Yeah, it's a tool.
The rarity.
It's a tool.
A global tool for sure.
Tool.
Yes.
Or a medium. For of exchange. It can be, for my thinking, it can become a currency
for global exchange. Because right now, like exchanging rates is hard. Like
especially in exchanging between countries.
Yeah, it's so complicated.
It's going through a lot of transaction and government control, right? If you were to transfer a lot of money from US dollar to another country, it's difficult.
Yeah.
There's a process for people, whereas in the Bitcoin, you can transfer more easily. There's no control.
Yeah.
So actually, you can hide your wealth, through Bitcoin. But right now, it's just so uncertain with the market of the Bitcoin market.
Yeah, it's very volatile. That's one of the turn offs for like you guys that are investing in stocks.
Yeah, we can't take it. It's too volatile. It goes up and down crazy.
Yeah, like it's not like 5%, 1% or 2%. It's like 25%, 30% within like an hour.
And then it goes back up and down. So it's some people that cannot take it.
Yeah, which I totally understand. But I also feel like because it's such a global thing, like obviously it's much more volatile.
Right now it's very hot. Yeah. Everybody's want to get in. A lot of people, still a lot of people don't even know about the
Bitcoin, of course.
So if everybody on Earth starts using it, then maybe the price will go up even more.
Yeah. Well, it's predicted that it might go 100K by the end of this year, or at least early 2023. So
yeah, it's
2022. Sorry.
It's just this train. Is it gonna keep going forever, or it's gonna be stopped? You don't know.
Yeah.
So So, you know, the future, what is had to be what you believe in.
Yeah.
What's the future for the Bitcoin? What you believe?
So for me, I would say a person that is investing in Bitcoin or investing in crypto would be investing in for the tech and believing in the future more than making money, especially the maximalists, I would say. But I mean, it's worth a shot. I feel like for us, since we know Bitcoin such a long time ago, and then we feel like the burnt out from like 20, for me, 2011 when Bitcoin was only a dollar, like, and then you for $20, like, and then make like being in the process of like 2017 when it went to 10K, and then we thought it was crazy to even invest, and then now, like, I think at this rate, it doesn't hurt to at least basically the fear of missing out, putting in something that you're afford to lose. But also, like, I think, it could be a potential something for the future of just in general, like blockchain technology, the use case, because you don't know the use case,
I think
right?
the market right now is has to be in a bubble because a lot of people are thinking of fearing missing out.
Yeah.
So they're putting money in, especially the new altcoins.
Yeah.
That like Moon Save and other stuff.
Well, those are different. Like, and I think there's a huge a misconception between like poop coins, which is Dogecoin, and like the meme coins, right, versus actual coins that have a use case scenario, and that has to do with the research, like Cardano, an actual ecosystem.
Yeah, so
and like,
so people cannot tell the difference if you're not
as a
in
retailer,
the market,
yes,
or you're not in the circle.
Yeah.
So for people who are listening, some people, they don't know the difference between like Cardano, what's the difference, and the Ethereum difference. What's some of the meme coin, what it produce?
They just think it's
so
a coin,
you have to go research every single coin, to find out what's going on with them and what kind of projects they have doing and whatever, and then read the white paper. Do you think everybody is gonna read that whole paper? I don't think so.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people just fear of missing out, and they're just pulling some money, whatever, few hundred, a few thousand, 10,000, we don't know, but just pulling money that will jack up a lot of the price. So, but at the end, with the stock bubble in the 2000s, with the dot-com bubble, some of the company survive and thrive. Yeah, a few weeks ago, I think I saw something on Reddit with the Wall Street Bets. Some guy sold Amazon.com at $6.
Really?
Yeah, in the dot-com bubble, doing like 2000.
Wow.
It was like $6.
Yeah, I know.
So
it
back then, Amazon was worth like $6. Now it's like $3,000. So, but eventually, all of this dot-com bubble companies, some survive. So I do believe in the Bitcoin scenario where there's altcoin or cryptocurrency scenario. You have some altcoins that is get put into use.
But you just don't know what coin.
You don't know which coin, and then you have to find out, really dig deeper, doing research, and maybe you really believe in this coin has a future that can change the future banking or future money transaction or any other transaction that we will have in the daily life, so there may be a few
that was few, but
but I do believe that some will.
I agree. I would agree as well. But I think at the overall, like, in terms of like the right now, the only thing I know that from this year, like, from the last, like, previous cycle from 2017 to now, like, I think this cycle in general for Bitcoin, a lot of companies are more interested in, and like banks are more backed up into cryptocurrency, or at least Bitcoin. And recently, I don't know if you heard, El Salvador accepted like Bitcoin as a legal tender.
Yeah.
And but there was also some cons as well, like Bitcoin being banned in China.
Yeah, because
And
the government don't want to control everything. So
and yeah, so I feel like there are pros and cons between both of them, as well as like Elon Musk addressing that it's not eco-friendly. Which, how are your thoughts on that? On the whole eco-friendly side of
well,
Bitcoin?
we've been mining Bitcoin for years, like almost 2008. From now, it's like what, 12 years, 13 years.
Yeah.
So people are mining it for years. Why you start saying eco-friendly or not friendly, green or not green? I think it's just he's a way of, he always play around with this
the market manipulation.
Yeah, I think and he does that a lot, especially with Dogecoin. He did that and jack up Dogecoin price so much.
He likes to post and tweet out memes about Doge, and then it goes up.
And then he goes up, and he likes to play.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is. So it's not really. We've been doing that for years. How we're now we're concerning about is it eco friendly or not?
There, and I did some research. It's not a lot, but it is. It is actually very not.
It's getting more and more.
Because people are mining, but not only
more,
that, it's creating a whole thing. But I feel like it's a solution that could be solved easily.
But anyway, if you want the Bitcoin to be the future, you have to have people who are to mine the coins.
Yeah.
That way they can produce in the blockchain, right?
Yeah.
Network.
Yeah.
The computers to
the
solve.
the generation.
If there's no people mining it, how are you gonna have the blockchain thing?
Yeah.
The whole point of that is to have those computers. So as more people start mining more, the blockchain, the network gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And more computers get it, and more calculations and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So that's actually is really good design from the perspective of Bitcoin. When they design it first, how they want a Bitcoin to be decentralized and have the blockchain technology.
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly like, to answer the honest question of like, is Bitcoin the future? We don't know. That's literally what it is. But I think the most important thing, I think the take of this is like, it's something that you shouldn't just let it slide, right? Like cryptocurrency shouldn't just let something slide. It is going to happen. At least blockchain technology, I feel like it's gonna have a use case.
Yes.
But
it's gonna be in use because people want more freedom.
Yeah.
Everybody don't want the
especially
government
now
control.
with the inflation in United States and yeah.
So people want to have their own say in their own money.
Yeah.
So they if it's more safe and more reliable using cryptocurrency than actual fiat money, slowly people will adapt. That's what I think. But right now we don't know if it's gonna be the future. But I do know there's some use that will be getting out of the cryptocurrency.
Yeah. Well, it's being used like
blockchain
now,
technology.
Yeah.
That will be 100% for sure. So I would say when you invest in crypto, invest in the technology itself and the background itself. If you really believe in that, then it's rather invest in a coin, because the coin has no value.
Yeah.
Right, but the technology, what it can provide, maybe it has a whole future in front. So, I would say, right?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think my last final words would be, in terms of Bitcoin, like I think it's something worth taking a look at and taking a research if someone's a skeptic, you know. But also, you know, it's something like it doesn't hurt. Obviously, you know, put money in what you could lose.
Yeah.
But
that's important.
That's the most important advice. But we are not financial advisors, by the way. The disclaimer:
Yes.
seek financial advice. Please don't sue us. but yeah, like I think it's something that you at least should be aware of. Because the same thing with, you know, like the internet. People was like, oh, we didn't know this, and then look how much it's changed.
Especially during 1999, 2000s. Well, you were young back then, like 2-3 years old.
Well, I remember though. I do remember.
Yeah. So from that time, we were using dial-up modems. Yeah. You know, when I was young, like, you know, I was using dial-up, like 25K, 65K dial-up modem. You plug it in and America Online, AOL, and you go online, right? It's so slow. And then you have a website, you know, and then you go. There's nothing really to do. You just show him some pictures and some words, and you have, you know, it's a very simple website. And then you have those online companies come, like eBay's and Facebook and Yahoo was back then was big company, and search engine company. But you know,
but see, that's the thing is, like, as I search more research about cryptocurrency, right? It's not even just about Bitcoin, about investing in Bitcoin. The whole use case of block technology of like centralized applications, right? It's now being put to use. Like if you think about it, during the .com area, new companies, Facebook, right? Like eBay, right? Those companies created for the same thing for, like, in terms of cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, there's actually companies are being created to be use case scenarios right now, but it might not be very well known or into implemented right now. But right now, the most use case right now would be NFTs. Which, so,
but you have to look into it and then do your own research, and then maybe you believe in this technology so much, and you can put some of your money on the line. But other than that, invest what you can lose.
Yep. That's pretty
we're
much
not
it.
Financial advisors.
Yes, don't sue us.
Okay.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of this podcast. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Millennial versus Gen Z on YouTube. Follow us on all our socials. Comment down below if you guys have any recommendations on topics that you want us to talk about. So thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.
Bye.